This is a case of upper GI endoscopic study done on an 18-year-old female, a known case of situs inversus totalis, who presented to our OPD with complaint of epigastric pain for past 1 year. Situs inversus totalis is a rare congenital condition with an incidence of 0.01%, in which complete transposition of thoracic and abdominal organs is seen. On X-ray chest, it can be seen that the stomach bubble is on the right side, as is the cardiac silhouette. Preoperatively, patient was kept for overnight fasting. Procedure was done under conscious sedation. As we enter, the first structure we see is the uvula. We have to pass from either side of uvula to further visualize the vocal cords, the arytenoids, and posterior to the arytenoid, esophageal inlet is present. Usually, it is a closed by upper esophageal sphincter, a functional sphincter which we enter from the slight right or slight left position. As we enter and traverse the esophagus, we keep on insufflating air and proceed slowly and carefully. We can see the cardiac pulsations on the right side of the esophageal wall, which is normally visualized on the left. Before crossing any sphincter, the foundational principle is to insufflate air to prevent inadvertent injury. Here, we insufflated the air before entering the stomach by navigating through the gastrointestinal esophageal junction. Due to the congenital condition, we see the greater curvature on the right side and lesser curvature on the left side. This is the opposite of normal anatomy. Normally, to reach pylorus, we have to go downwards, forwards, and towards right. But in this case, we go downward, forward, but towards the left. Usually, the pylorus is visible just before the incisor at the lesser curvature on the right side, whereas in this case, the scope could not be negotiated through. Therefore, we change patient's position from left lateral to supine. Now, we can visualize the pylorus by negotiating our scope forwards, downwards, and towards the left along with insufflation. We have now entered the duodenal bulb, in which usual cases is on the right side, but in this case it is on the left. For entering D2 part of duodenum, the usual maneuver is forwards, upwards, and right. But in this patient, we go forwards, upwards, and left. We can now see complete mucosal folds, valvulae conjuventus. Grossly, there were no abnormal findings pertaining to the mucosa. No signs of inflammation, ulceration, or growth seen. After gently pulling the scope back, the valvulae conjuventus, the J-shaped maneuver. It is done by advancing the scope into the stomach, angling the tip forward, and pulling back to bend the scope into a J shape. For this case, the scope is pulled into the stomach to create a retroflex J shape. This maneuver is done to visualize gastric cardia region, gastroesophageal region, and to rule out hiatal hernia. There is no sign of gastritis, ulceration, growth, hiatal hernia, or Barrett's esophagus. Aspiration is repeatedly done to reduce distension since it can cause discomfort to the patient post-operatively. Post-op period was uneventful with patient kept NPO for 2 hours. Patient was gradually allowed liquids, semi-solids, and further fully oral diet, which she tolerated well. So the learning from the case is, with strong foundational principles of surgery, any kind of challenging anatomy can be dealt with and managed accordingly.